Hello, hello.
Hi there. We should be live right now. See,
Awesome.
23 people. Yeah, I think we should be live, right?
Yeah, I think we're live. We got Humphrey from Ghana, as well as Alonzo, and Steve is always here. Dang. Steve is always here. Steve from Thailand.
Steve is always here. Yeah. He's a loyal follower of the Co-Pilot Show. Welcome, Steve, and welcome everyone to another episode of the Co-Pilot Show. As you can see, today we don't have Mitch in the house. Mitch is basically enjoying a well-deserved family vacation, okay? He should be back next week if he decides to come back from his vacation, okay? But let us know, first of all, before we get started, before we dive into it, let us know in the chat if you can both hear us and see us, okay? That would be awesome. There's always a bit of a delay in the chat. We'll get started in a minute.
Yep.
Okay.
And type hello, Mitch, in the chat. Tell Mitch you say hi. I'm sure he misses this Tuesday Co-Pilot Show.
Yes. The love from the Co-Pilot Show. Okay, I see Muhammad says yes. So I guess everyone can see us. Yes. Okay, from Gigi as well. Yes, we can hear and see. Sounds awesome. Perfect. So what we're going to be doing today, so Mitch is not in the house, but we have a really special episode prepared for you today. And that's why we brought in Danny, our specialist, our media buyer, who's going to be talking about, actually, what are you going to talking about? What are you going to be talking about, Danny?
Yeah, I think you brought this up to me like a month ago about this topic, and that topic is about YouTube ads. It's something that we've never talked about before, but it is an awesome traffic source that that a lot of businesses should consider. So even with everything that's happening with Facebook ads recently, with the iOS 14 update and all that stuff, I think it's best to expand our marketing skills and master new traffic sources. So that's why I'm talking about YouTube ads today. So let us know in the chat if you guys have done YouTube ads before or launched any ads on Google or YouTube. So I can get a sense of, what kind of marketers we have here in the room.
Yeah. So let us know in the chat if you've done YouTube ads in the past. Danny's always here, to deliver kick-ass value on how you can generate traffic for your UpViral campaigns. And he's been on the Co-Pilot Show multiple times. I think, I don't know, maybe like 6-7 times on the Co-Pilot Show.
Yeah, definitely a handful of times already. And all I've talked about were Facebook ads. So hopefully you guys have had success with Facebook ads. But if not, then maybe it's time to explore different traffic sources such as YouTube. So it looks like in the chat, a lot of people haven't found success or haven't tried it. Looks like Tracy hasn't tried it. Gigi, Kiki says, finally, people are talking about YouTube ads. Steve from Thailand hasn't tried it. So let's jump right into it. Let's not waste any more time.
Let's do it.
The slides and jump right into it. So can you guys see that? I'm sure you can. Yeah. So today I'm going to talk about why you should consider YouTube ads in 2021. Is it the end of Facebook ads? We'll discuss that as well. And so obviously my name is Danny Chan. I'm the media buyer here at UpViral as well as Connectio. So I manage all of the paid ads, including Facebook ads, YouTube, as well as Google. And William, do you want to tell about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So my name is William. I'm marketing manager at UpViral, and basically in a nutshell, I oversee everything marketing related for UpViral.
Awesome. On today's agenda, we'll be talking about, the current state of Facebook ads in 2021, why you should consider YouTube ads, the benefits of it. It is a blue ocean opportunity, I think. We're going to talk about some of the audiences that you should test out for your ads if you decide to run YouTube or Google. Retargeting campaigns, as well as like a video ad script that you can use for if you decide to create video ads specifically for YouTube, because they are a bit different than Facebook, and we'll discuss that in this show today. Sounds good?
Sounds awesome. Perfect.
Awesome. So our Facebook ads dead. William, what do you think? What's your opinion?
No, I don't think so. I don't think Facebook ads are dead. I don't think so, no.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. It might be a little bit harder nowadays, especially with the iOS 14 update. There's, a lot of competition depending on what your business is. I know for businesses such as like e-commerce or lead gen, I think a lot of people are kind of promoting the same things. So there's a lot of competition. And the targeting options are kind of limited now, depending on who is opting in to see, who is opting in to get ads from Facebook due to the whole Apple privacy thing. So it is a bit more difficult, but I don't think it's dead. It's still a great traffic source, and there's still a ton of people using Facebook on a daily basis, and a ton of new users that have signed up every single day. So Facebook ads in 2021, is anyone seeing success or after the iOS 14 update? Let me know in the chat. And because personally here at Connectio, we are kind of seeing a little bit more expensive traffic. The CPMs are a bit higher. Sometimes there might be the cost per clicks. It might be a little bit more expensive as well recently, and so the conversions are hit or miss oftentimes. But it is still working for us. But that's why we have to start looking at different traffic sources to utilize, not just Facebook. Mm-hmm. So with the iOS 14 update, Apple's new privacy update makes Facebook attribution and tracking a lot more difficult. It's important to set everything up, including your pixel, including conversion tracking, event tracking. Make sure you have the Facebook conversion API set up properly, and make sure your pixel is doing what it's supposed to be with this new update. Pixel-based audiences, like I said, depending on who is signing up, to receive ads, your retargeting audiences might not be the same, or might not include everyone that has visited your website. And like I mentioned, also competition might be getting a lot stronger. There's tons of Facebook advertisers on Facebook. So depending on what you're selling, if it's in a competitive niche, then you might have a lot of competition. Anything to add here, William?
No, you nailed it. Like Facebook ads is still a great opportunity, like you mentioned, but it's basically there is a lot of competition. Whereas on YouTube, it is. Well, I'll let you crack on with the meeting.
Okay, sounds good. So why YouTube ads? YouTube.com is actually the second ranked website. Number one is Google. So obviously Google owns YouTube. So they have the best performing sites. A lot of traffic to these sites. Obviously, I personally use Google on a daily basis, as well as YouTube. We've all been down YouTube rabbit holes before, binge watching stuff. So, and Facebook is number 7. So obviously, there's going to be a ton of more traffic on Google and YouTube.com. And since Google already has ads, they know what advertisers are looking for. They know what advertisers are optimizing for, and they have all these data on demographic, what people are interested in, the interest people have when they're searching. All this personal data Google has as well, not just Facebook. So the benefits of YouTube ads, like I mentioned, YouTube.com is the second ranked website in the world. That means more eyes on your ads. More visitors and traffic means more eyes on your ads for people who have higher intent than any other traffic source. If you can make YouTube ads work, you'll basically have endless scale. What I mean by that, it means it could be basically like an evergreen campaign. You can kind of find a winning video ad, launch it on YouTube, and it kind of will last forever depending on what your budget is. You can speak directly to your audience, so you can utilize keywords and placements to find your target audience. Google offers a lot of audience insights from Google Analytics as well. So whoever's visiting your website, Google has all this data, even on Google Analytics, and it's all free for you to analyze and optimize your campaigns from on the Google Ads platform. And YouTube Ads works for most offers. Whether you're an e-commerce business, B2B, or have a SaaS product like we do, YouTube Ads can work for you for sure. And I think this bottom part is blocked by us, by our faces, but Google and YouTube are usually less strict in terms of compliance for the video ads. So you can kind of get away with a bit more than you would on using a video ad on Facebook. So as you may know, Facebook is pretty strict with their policy, and they can flag you for anything, even if you're not violating anything per se. On Google's platform, you can kind of get away with a lot more. So that's one huge benefit of YouTube ads. You can kind of be more aggressive. If you have an info product, you can kind of like tap into the user's emotions a bit more, call them out. But I wouldn't recommend doing it like straight up, but you can kind of get away with a lot more. So AJ asked, what are the demographics for YouTube users? A lot of the data they have is kind of similar to Facebook. Your age, your gender, what you're searching, what interests you have. There's different categories within Google Analytics if you check for different audiences, and such as like marketing or like business owner, stuff like that. I can't remember off the top of my head, but if you look in your Google Analytics dashboard for your website, you'll see a ton of information on there.
Cool.
Anything to add, William?
No, nothing to add. I have a few questions here listed, but I will ask them at the end. And because I don't know what is well, I know roughly what is in the next slides, but maybe you're going to cover it. But I want to let everyone know that if they have questions, they can post them in the chat, and we will be answering. I will be monitoring the comments and the questions from the chat.
Cool. Thanks, William.
No worries.
So moving forward, YouTube ads are, I think, a blue ocean opportunity. Not a lot of advertisers just focus on Facebook ads and try to make that work. But if they do make it work, a lot of them usually scale to Google as well as YouTube ads. And then there's a lot of businesses that just use YouTube ads only, just because, like I said, they can get away with a lot more, or this traffic source is just converting better for them than Facebook. To repeat, utilize Google Analytics to your advantage. Data is really important. Yeah, the Google Analytics is pretty much synced with your Google ad account, so you can leverage this data to your benefit. So what makes YouTube ads so special? I think it's because of the high intent. High intent indicates a higher likelihood for the user to take a particular action, whether it's purchasing something, signing up for a lead, or whatever it may be, whatever action you want them to take, they're more likely to take it if you show them the right ad. So one of the audiences that you can use is keywords. So you can search for, you can put a list of keywords within your YouTube ads campaigns of keywords that show high intent. So for example, how to buy Bitcoin 2021 could be a keyword that, a crypto exchange could use to advertise their exchange. So when people are searching this, how to buy Bitcoin, they're more likely to click that ad because it is definitely interesting to them, and they're more likely to take action on your ad. Another example would be best place to buy skincare. Maybe someone's trying to find an online shop to buy skincare products, or a place where they live to buy skincare products. Skincare shops or owners can use Google ads or YouTube ads to show, to talk about, their business, their skincare business, or shop or something like that, or something specific like Lay Right Pomade Review. This is like a hair product that I use. You can use competitor keywords, which I'll go over in number 3. So number 2 is also very interesting too, and has converted for us here at UpViral, as well as Connect Explore, is YouTube video placements. So there is a tool called tubesift.com, tubesift.com. And it basically, you type in a specific keyword and it spits out a list of relevant videos that are already on YouTube that people might watch. And then you can place those video placements, those YouTube ad links into your campaign, and your ad will be shown to those specific videos. So for example, if I put in, if I search keywords like how to launch Facebook ads in 2021 into the tool, it'll spit out videos, whatever you'll see if you're searching that on YouTube itself. And your Facebook ads related product that you're trying to offer to that audience will be shown in that video. Am I making sense here?
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
I just left a comment in the chat with a link to tubesift.com so that you can check it out.
Yep.
Okay. And before we move on to the next slide, Danny, we have a good question here from Tracy. How does, comparing Facebook to YouTube, how does the pricing ads compare between Facebook and YouTube? Is YouTube ads more expensive than Facebook or the other way around?
That's a really good question. I think it's all, there's a lot of metrics that determine the price of your traffic, including like the demographic, the geo, what kind of countries you're targeting. But in generally, if you have something that scales, it is kind of similar to Facebook. It is, I would say if you're targeting like worldwide countries, it would be similar to Facebook. It'd be pretty cheap, the CPMs. Mm-hmm. But if you're targeting specific users in like United States with specific interests, then it definitely can be a little bit more costly. Sometimes cost per click can be anywhere from $1 to like $10, depending on what kind of keyword you're using, what kind of video placement, or stuff like that. So if you use a really popular keyword, a lot of people will be bidding on that keyword as well. Therefore, in the auction, there's a lot of competition bidding for the same keyword and trying to fight for that ad position. Okay. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So basically you're seeing similar to Facebook, unless you go for really specific keywords, then it becomes more expensive. But if you're a bit broader, you're seeing similar costs than on Facebook.
Yeah, exactly. For our products, for like Connect Explore, UpViral, we can kind of target anyone in the world that have this, interest, someone who has a business, who wants to get more leads, et cetera, et cetera. So we can kind of target more broadly, and that brings our traffic costs down as well. It's still relatively, it's all relative. Obviously, it's kind of seasonal, I think. And it depends on a lot of the keywords that you use or the placements that you use.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense. Thanks, Danny.
Yep. So YouTube ads are great for retargeting campaigns as well. So if you get, if you have any takeaways from this show, I think it's to try retargeting campaigns using YouTube or Google. A lot of people don't want to be in front of the camera or not good at making videos for the product, et cetera, et cetera. But if you're already running Facebook ads, I recommend that you start, retargeting your retargeting audiences on different traffic sources, so they get hit multiple times, with different traffic sources. And it's pretty easy to do. All you have to do is basically install the Google tag, set up your conversions, whether it's a lead or a purchase, create your audiences, whoever's landing on your website. You can input any of your website details there, and you can utilize it for all Google campaigns, not just YouTube. You can do it for Google search as well as display. And then you could use the data from your Google Analytics as well as your Google dashboard to optimize. So I highly recommend you launching retargeting campaigns, whatever business you're in. The next part is to focus on your video ad. If you do try YouTube ads, your video ads is probably the most important aspect of a winning campaign. So a good video ad grabs the user's attention with a strong angle and hook to make them keep watching. A strong CTR means you can potentially scale. And I think anywhere above like a 2% CTR off the bat, you can kind of like play around with that and try to improve on that. But that's usually a good number to start with. Anything under like 1% or 2%, it means you potentially have to work on your video. Make it easy to understand and make it relevant. And a converting creative can last a very long time. What I mean by that is, for Facebook ads, for us personally, we have to keep testing a ton of new creatives because we do get some creative fatigue. But in YouTube, since there's so many users, so many eyes watching on YouTube every day, one awesome performing video ad can last a very long time, and you can scale that for a very long time.
Cool.
So
Jesse and Steve are asking, so Jesse's saying content with a question mark, and Steve, CTR with a question mark. Can you elaborate a bit more on the question? I'm not sure what you're referring to. Do you know, Danny?
I don't know what the content question it means, but for Steve, the CTR, if it's under like 1%, your video ad needs work. If it's like 1% to like 1.5%, it means it might have some potential there. But anything over like 2% means you have a pretty good video creative, and it can potentially scale.
Cool. And a question that came to mind, Danny, while we were talking, like on YouTube ads, what type of video would you recommend for people to record?
What do you mean? What type of video?
Like
I guess it depends what.
Yeah.
I guess it depends what business you're in. If you're a product, then I would showcase a lot of user generated content, as well as like testimonials and social proof regarding your e-commerce product, whether it benefits them or not. For an info product,
I think we lost Danny, or maybe it's a connection on my end. Can you guys let me know in the chat if you can hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. I see Danny is frozen on my end, but I'm not sure if everyone is seeing the same thing that I'm seeing, or whether it's on my end that there is no some interruption in my connection. Let us know in the chat, please. Okay, Jacqueline says we can hear you, but not Danny. We lost Danny as well. Yeah, okay, lost Danny. All right, cool, that's clear. Thank you, guys. That is what happens with technology. So let's see if we can get Danny back here, back online. Let me ping him on Slack real quick. Okay. Bear with me, guys, for a couple of minutes. I'm seeing if I can get hold of Danny so that he can continue the presentation on YouTube ads. That's things that happen, when you go live. Things can screw up. Let's see if he can join us again. My apologies for the technical problems. Things that happen when you go live. Damn it. Okay, I'm seeing if I can get a hold of Danny. I think he may have had some problems with his internet connection or the power. I see now Danny has joined the room again. Let's see if he can come back. Danny, are you there?
Can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, we can hear you. I cannot see you, but I can hear you.
There we go.
What happened?
The power went out. The condo power went out. Everything turned off. It was like for a split second. I live in Thailand as well, so same with like Steve. So there's random stuff like this that happens.
Yes, Steve says Mitch dropped a bug in before leaving. Yes, I think so, Steve. This has something to do with Mitch.
Yep.
Cool.
But yeah, what were we talking about? What was the question that was asked?
So we were talking about the click-through rate. So what is a good click-through rate? What is a bad click-through rate on YouTube ads? That's where
I mentioned the click-through rates, but then I mentioned, I think we were talking about what type of videos should be recorded for the YouTube ads.
You're right.
I said like the e-commerce and the product should showcase the product, obviously, as well as have social proof and testimonials. I think that has really worked for e-commerce brands. For SaaS companies like ours, we also provide info products as well, or Wilco does. So having him talk directly in front of the camera is beneficial since he's the face of the brand. And just showcasing, having a strong hook, something that grabs the user's attention, and then explaining the problem and what solution you're going to provide.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
All right. And we have here, I see in the chat, we have Kiki also recommending Vidnami is a great software that creates videos for you. So thank you for that, cool. Kiki. We're going to check it out as well. But if you need great videos, check out Vidnami. Recommendation from Kiki in the chat.
Yep. And there's a lot of free YouTube video ad spy tools. I don't know any off the top of my head, but there are some really cool ones that you can just scour through all of the videos that they have and see what a winning video ad on YouTube looks like.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And one last comment before you move on. Something that I see that works. I see a lot on YouTube, so I'm guessing that it works better than on Facebook. Is video ads that are using stock footage. In Facebook that is not really common, but on YouTube you see it a lot. Where, for example, they have stock footage within some letters or presentation, and I see that a lot on YouTube. So I guess it must be working, right?
Yeah, I think it kind of goes both ways. I think the stock footage could provide something of more of a higher production video ad than like a homemade one. But the Wilco's ads are a combination of both, where he's kind of talking. But we also have Jeffrey, which he's our in-house video editor. So shout out Jeffrey. He makes awesome video ads that look professional and clean. But yeah, it kind of goes both ways. I think Facebook is more prone to having just someone like a selfie video ad, and YouTube is a bit has a bit more production. But I've seen YouTube ads with less production that's shot on a webcam that still works as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Thanks, Danny.
Cool. No worries. YouTube video ad must-haves. It's late here. It must have a strong opener with a great angle and hook. When people are on YouTube, they don't want to see any ads, right? So if you can get their attention within the first 3 seconds, that's the goal. So having an awesome angle and hook is key to having an awesome video ad. A specific call to action. You want to tell people where to click and where to go, and what steps to do next. That's the same for Facebook ads as well. And testimonials and social proof works really well on YouTube, since a lot of people on YouTube already kind of, they're not watching super high quality films on YouTube. They're watching, homemade videos that, that could be from vloggers, etc. How to cook, where to buy Bitcoin, how to get more leads for your business, etc., etc. They want actual advice. So having strong testimonials and social proof is also key. Moving forward, this is basically like a script for your video ads. So number one, you want to get their attention. Like I said, that's the most important part. You need to get the attention right away within the first 3 seconds. If you don't, you'll be skipped. You want to establish credibility. You want to show people you're someone to listen to, and why they should keep listening to you, and what solution you're going to provide for their problems. Number 3 is having a strong call to action. Tell them exactly what the next steps are and what to do next. Number 4, we talked about already, is having strong testimonials as well as social proof. So them, real life testimonials, real life videos, like user generated content, screenshots of results that you've achieved, or articles that you were in, that has worked well for us. And obviously it depends a lot on the, about what business you are. So yeah, and then having a final CTA, tell them exactly what to do next. Sometimes adding like a countdown timer, which you can't do in Facebook ads, really helps as well. And another tip would be test out like 3 to 4 intro angles and hooks. You could have the same video ad, but just split test the first like 10 seconds of the video ad. That's the most important part. And yeah, that's about it, really. That was a kind of a short one, but I think those are all really compelling reasons why you guys should test YouTube ads. And yeah, let me know if you guys want me to like go over how to launch YouTube ads in the next one. I can definitely do that for you guys as well. But this is just like an intro on why you guys should try YouTube ads in 2021 if you haven't done so already.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. Like a part 2 with a over the shoulders look on how Danny builds a campaign on YouTube ads. That would be awesome. Let us know, guys, also if you have any questions in the chat. And thank you, Danny, for preparing this presentation. Okay. And yeah, everyone show some love to Danny in the chat. Would love to see the chat light up. Okay, with questions and some love for Danny. In the meantime, Danny, Steve here has a question. He says, YouTube has banner ads and pre-video ads. Is one more effective or efficient than the other?
Pre-video ads has banner ads. Yeah, so depending on the type of campaign you're running, I think the banner ads are always kind of going to be there. Yeah, but pre-video ads, I think he means by like your video ads get shown before they play their own video, and that's where the user has the call to action. Skip after 5 seconds. I think we've all seen that before. But the question is, what's more effective? Definitely the pre-video ads are more effective, since I don't know about you, I'm not one to click banners unless it's pretty compelling. But yeah, generally the ads that work for me are the pre-video ads, which get shown before a video gets played. And having a strong angle and hook and having a relevant video to what they're searching for is really important. Hope that answers it.
Okay, yeah, cool. Perfect. And we also have a question here from Christine. But well, I will read it out loud for you, Danny. I'm not sure what GMB stands for, but yeah, let me read it. So it says, YouTube ads would be awesome. Can you relate how that might work for GMB listings? Do you know what GMB are?
I don't. Yeah, Christine, if you could elaborate, that would be awesome.
Yeah, let us know what GMB stands for, Christine. Okay, cool. And then we have another question here from Steve that says, how badly, well, we're going a bit, well, no, it's not off topic, but it is related to Facebook ads. He's saying, Steve, yeah, how badly will iOS 14 crap on Facebook ads? What are your thoughts, Danny?
Yeah, so iOS 14 rolled out about a month ago, and that's when we launched Connect Video, which is our brand new product. So we definitely saw a lot of sales come through the door, but you know, after all of that died down, it kind of slowed down. You know, I kind of have to test a lot more things, a lot more methods when it comes to Facebook ads, such as different audiences, whether it's test interest or broad, as well as different custom audiences as well. So I've been testing a lot of pixel-based audiences as well as video view audiences, and the video view audiences have been outperforming all of the pixel-based audiences. And I think that's because you're more flexible when it comes to creating video view audiences, and the time frame for those videos are up to 365 days. So on our page, we use a ton of videos, and that has been working really well for us. The cost per purchase has gone down compared to all of the pixel-based audiences. But overall, you know, we are kind of seeing a higher cost per lead on our side, and kind of higher traffic, higher CPMs. So I think it's very important for us to just keep testing creatives and keep testing different things and find something that works. But right now, you know, there are a lot of advertisers in, you know, the Facebook groups that I am that are still having success with Facebook ads in this iOS 14 era. And then there's a lot of people that are struggling. So it's also very important to, you know, make sure you have your backend set up, your all your audiences set up correctly, your events managers, as well as your pixels firing correctly on your website.
Yeah. Okay, cool, yeah. Cool. And one of the things that I want to touch on that Danny mentioned is that Danny said we're currently seeing more success from video-based audiences compared to pixel audiences. Is that right, Danny? Did I get that correctly?
That's correct. Yeah.
And so the thing with that is that we have to think. So with iOS 14. It's going to be harder for Facebook to do the pixel tracking because of third-party cookies, and which is not going to be allowed. Sorry, it is not going to be allowed on Apple, Safari. Chrome is also planning to roll that out in 2022. So I think the thing that is going to be affected the most with iOS 14 is retargeting, which is a shame because in a way it is one of the most profitable audiences. So it's a good idea to adapt to that and say, okay, if I'm not going to be able to retarget people that visit my website, or I will only be able to do it for a limited amount of time, it might be really interesting to start focusing on things, on strategies that you can still retarget. Like, for example, cold traffic ads with a video that you can then retarget based on video views. Because that is still like within Facebook. It doesn't, iOS 14 third-party tracking limitation doesn't affect it because people are still on Facebook watching that video, and then you retarget the people that have watched 50% or 75% of 95% of your video. So you can start adapting now and using more of these video ads and retargeting audiences based on video views. That would be my recommendation there as well. So hopefully that helps, Steve. Let us know.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. And on top of that as well, we should, you know, utilize both traffic sources, Facebook as well as YouTube. You know, if most of your traffic is coming from Facebook, People are hitting that website. People are hitting your website. Just place the Google tag on your website and start creating your retargeting audience on Google, so that it's large enough that you can start, buying ad placements on Google search, display, or even YouTube. And I think, having Facebook and YouTube work, together, I think that would be, that's a strong game plan for paid ads.
Okay, awesome. And Christine came back. GMB basically stands for Google My Business. And so I'm going to repeat her question. She basically says, YouTube ads would be awesome. Can you relate how that might work with Google My Business listings?
Yeah, so I think we don't use Google My Business, but I believe Google My Business is best for like shops or actual location-based services or businesses, such as restaurants or like shoe repair places or electronic stores. So I think utilizing Google My Business is just best used on like search or something, or Google Maps or stuff like that. Yeah. Do you have any idea what Google My Business is, or have you used it before?
I haven't used it before. I'm not sure if you can send traffic from a YouTube ad to a Google My Business listing, to be honest with you. So I don't know how to answer that question, to be honest.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Okay. Let me see.
Steve asked, any idea how many people like me have premium YouTube, i.e. no ads? I'm not sure what the percentage is, but I think people without YouTube Premium is a lot larger. But yeah, that's a really good point. But obviously, there are tons of people using YouTube for free on a daily basis that don't want to pay for premium.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. David says, short question here from David. How about suggested for you ads?
Let's see.
Not sure what he's referring to.
Not sure. Let me Google it.
Yeah.
You ads, but I don't think there is an option on Google Ads.
While you research that, I will answer the question here we have from Angel. He basically says, is YouTube ads cheaper than Facebook ads? So we answered that question more like at the beginning of Danny's presentation. And so basically, to repeat Danny's answer, we're currently seeing like a very similar CPMs for YouTube ads compared to Facebook ads, if you go with a broader audience. But if you go to very specific keywords, then it could be that you're getting a bit more expensive prices, more expensive CPMs. But if you go broad with the audience, YouTube ads, Facebook ads has a similar pricing. But then at the end of the day as well, Angel, like if you go for specific keywords, but they work well for you, I mean, they give you a good return on ad spend, then even though they might be slightly more expensive, it will still be worth it. So definitely test it. Okay.
Yeah. As for suggested for you ads, I'm not too sure, but if Google or YouTube is suggesting you ads, it might be relevant to you just based off your behavior of what you're watching and what you're clicking and what you're searching. Those ads might be relevant to the user, so it might be beneficial. I don't have an answer for that, but yeah, if you do your homework, I'm sure you can find one.
Okay, cool. A question here from Jeff. He says, well done, Danny. Thank you for your input. And what is the best video length to use in YouTube ads?
Yeah, that's a really good question. What's worked for us is anywhere from 3 to like 8 minutes long, depending on if you were like long form or short form kind of video ad, and it depends on what product you're trying to promote. If it's an e-commerce product, then probably something short in the range of anywhere from 15 seconds to a minute long. But if people are searching for how to launch Facebook ads or retargeting campaigns on Facebook, then having an offer that's relevant to what they're searching for, a long video doesn't hurt as well.
Yeah. That's a good thing, that YouTube ads, like compared to Facebook ads you pay for the impression. With YouTube ads, if they click on skip, you don't pay anything. So that's a good thing. The people that keep watching your video is because they haven't clicked that skip button, which means they might be interested in what you're sharing. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I have, as you were going through the presentation, Danny, I listened here a couple of questions as well to ask you that I think that would be valuable to the audience. If someone is already like doing Facebook ads, is there a way with video? Is there a way that they can repurpose those videos and do a test on YouTube without having to create new videos? Would you recommend that?
Can you repeat that whole question? That whole question? You kind of cut off there.
Yeah, no worries.
Sorry about that.
No worries. So basically, if someone is already running Facebook ads using video, okay, can they easily repurpose those videos that they're already using on Facebook and plug them in on YouTube ads and see if it works just as a quick test? Would you recommend that or not?
Yeah, I would recommend that. I would definitely recommend that just to get a good gauge of what your traffic costs are like, and what your CTR is like, and as well as your CPCs. I would recommend that, but keep in mind that your Facebook ads aren't edited to be a converting YouTube ad. Like I mentioned before in the YouTube ad script, that there's certain elements that makes a YouTube ad a really strong video ad, and yeah, I think it is worth kind of re-editing your video ad that you use on Facebook for more YouTube. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, what are your thoughts? I know we tested a lot of some old Facebook ads on Facebook or on YouTube that is hit and miss sometimes, but it is definitely worth the test.
Yeah. Like, I agree. I totally agree with you. If you have something that is working well on Facebook, that is converting for you, and you want to set up a quick test, then I agree. You can build a YouTube campaign with that same ad and then see what it does. And especially, if you see like if it completely bombs, then you want to kill it straight away. That you don't keep spending more money on it. But if you see, it's generating some traffic and some leads, potentially some sales, then it might be worth, starting to create dedicated YouTube ads. But working with a video that is already converting on Facebook might be a good starting point, I believe.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. And I think the videos that has worked for us are that are transferred from Facebook video ads to YouTube are retargeting video ads. Yeah, so if you have a lot of retargeting video ads that you've used on Facebook that converts, then it is easy to just pick up and use that on YouTube. But for our cold traffic, the YouTube ad or the video ad that was specifically made for YouTube has definitely outperformed the ones that are just mainly on Facebook. Okay, that's good. And actually, that raises another question. As a low-hanging fruit, if people want to get started on YouTube ads, would you recommend to start with retargeting because it's easier to make it profitable? I think so. Like I said earlier, if the majority of your traffic is Facebook right now, then it's so super easy just to set up on YouTube and just create your audience on Google's like basically their ads manager, and start testing. Okay, cool. Then,
Miles is asking a question. Where is Mitch? So Mitch is on vacation. He will be back next week, hopefully. Okay. I'm not sure where he went. Did he tell you, Danny, before he left?
I'm not sure, but I hope somewhere warm, somewhere where there's
cool.
mojitos.
Mojitos, yeah. Is sitting at the beach with a mojito, mate. Okay, and one more question that I have here for you, Danny, before, and then if we don't have any more questions, we will wrap things up. Okay. So yeah, let us know in the chat if you have any other question, and also let us know in the chat if you want another episode, which would be a step-by-step from Danny on how to build a YouTube ads campaign to generate traffic from your sweepstake, your waiting list, your contest, your rewards campaign, your lead magnet campaign, whatever it is that you're doing. So let us know in the chat, okay? And one final question that I have for you, Danny, is if someone wants to get started on YouTube ads, like to basically like simplify it as much as possible, like what would be like the main steps they have to take?
Yeah, another good question. I think the easiest is just to, everyone has, I'm assuming most people have a Gmail account. Yeah, just create your, Google Ads dashboard. Just input your credit card, and then basically, if you have an offer, if you have a website already, just plug that in, install the tag manager, and basically, do your keyword research. I think keywords are probably the easiest things for people to, keyword campaigns is probably the easiest. Just do some research on what your users, your audience is searching, depending on what kind of problem or what kind of solution you're offering, and yeah, start from there. And yeah, just write some simple headlines and descriptions, and you're basically all set to go. Keep in mind that I think Google is awesome because it's pretty lenient on what type of campaign you choose, whether it's like you're optimizing for lead or for purchases or website traffic. Most of the traffic on Google and YouTube are pretty good, depending whatever you choose, whatever you decide to choose. But yeah, that's just one way to start.
Okay. So if I break it down, in a few steps. So you log into your Gmail, you set up your Google dashboard. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. You set up your Google dashboard. Step number 3 is you do your research on your keywords. Step number 4 would be you start to build your campaign with the keywords that you've researched. So there is where you will need your video and your headlines. And that's it.
You don't necessarily need a video. You could just do Google ads and not YouTube ads. So you could do like search campaigns. So if people are searching for like best place to buy flowers, San Diego or something like that, then yeah, you would put that keyword into your campaign, and your ad will show up for that specific keyword. If you're talking about YouTube, then if you have existing videos, like we mentioned for Facebook ads already, then just use that and see where those tests lead you. Start off with small budgets like $20 a day or $25 a day. Anywhere, $20 to $50 a day would be good to get, extract the most data from your campaigns, and then just optimize from there. See what, log into your Google Analytics, see where those people are coming from, how long they're staying on your landing page, where they click after, so forth and so forth.
Okay. Sounds great. Thank you, Danny. So yeah, I don't see any more questions in the chat, but what I do see is a lot of love, a lot of interest in another future episode on a step-by-step breakdown on how you build a YouTube ad campaign. So I think we should definitely do that in one of the upcoming episodes in the near future. Okay, because next week we will have on the Copilot show our product manager Danny Cagliari. Hopefully Mitch will be back as well, and I'll be co-hosting as well. And Danny Cagliari, product manager of UpViral, is going to be presenting a brand new feature that is going to be added to UpViral, which is going to be kick-ass. Okay, so the devs have been working on it a lot, and it's finally ready. It's here, so they're going to be presenting it next week on the Copilot show. So don't forget to tune in next Tuesday, same time, same place. Okay, Danny, anything else that you wanted to share? Anything else you want to mention?
No, yeah, I know this was kind of a short one, but it's a good intro to YouTube ads, and I could definitely touch on this subject again and go into more detail on future episodes. I know I kind of like spaced out all my Facebook ads topics to about 6 to 7 shows, so I could definitely do the same for YouTube or discuss anything you guys want to regarding YouTube ads.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you everyone for being here with us today, for hanging out. I hope you found it valuable, and you're going to be testing, some YouTube ads. And we are going to wrap up this call. So thank you so much for everyone for being here. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, Kiki. Thanks, Christine. Thanks, everyone in the chat. And we will see you guys next week. Okay?
Awesome. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.